having a radio show and being an author, a lot of people assume that, I'm making all this money, and that's not true. That's not even kind of close to being true. I have a paid to do a radio show. I get a check for my book every 6 months, and I haven't even gotten a check for that yet. So, I'm stuck building houses to pay my bills. So it's not like I've got loads of cash to go ahead and do it.
That must affect you then in the wintertime.
It does. I do get laid off in the wintertime. It's tough. So in the wintertime, I'm not making any money. So for the first 3 months of spring, or up until about summer, you're just trying to play catch up with all the bills.
Yeah, I know. That's the one thing we don't have out here is we don't have really a winter. I mean, we do up in the mountains, but not where I'm at. It's spring and summer, 9 months out of the year.
I don't mind that at all. I can't stand the fucking winter.
Well, I know. My mom said to me the other day, "You'd be such a bitch if you had to shovel snow." Going, yeah, it would be a workout every morning. Forget going to the gym. I just work out before I go to work.
Go to sweat and go to work smelling TV and shit. People are like, "What the hell are you doing this morning?" And you just look like, "What do you feel like enough?"
So remember that, all you Californians who want to go back east, the winters are a bitch. In more ways than one.
Oh, we'll keep your ass in your house for a month.
Yes, that's very true. I had many of my relatives stuck in the house during winter, and they called me, "What are you doing?" "Oh, well, it's January 3rd, and I'm in flip-flops and shorts." And they're like, "You know what? F you." Click. I'm pissed off at me.
Probably when you have some real news.
Huh? Yeah,
probably when you have real news.
Exactly. So it's all good, though. Well, whenever you get out here, you'll be welcomed with open arms by all of us that are in the paranormal world out here on the West Coast. Whenever that may be, I know money's tight, but...
Hopefully soon.
Well, never say never. So that's right, folks. So go buy his book. He's a struggling book author. And I know that feeling. I've written a children's book before, and, people think, "Oh, she's got tons of money, she's this, she's that." No.
It doesn't work that way. And I wish people would understand that, but...
They don't. They don't get it. They don't get it. It takes time, and from what I've been told is that sometimes, this doesn't pertain to you, Jason, of course, this pertains to me because I've written a children's book. They always say that your first book is never your biggest hit. It's usually your second, your third, or your fourth. And it's like, okay. And then the first book starts getting popular all over again. But I went with a bad publishing company, so that's why I don't see any of the hard work I put into the book making any money for myself. The publishing company makes all the money. But
the biggest is trying to establish a name for yourself as an author. That's the biggest thing. And this is what people have to understand. Unless no one knows you've written a book, you're not going to fucking sell a book. You know what I mean? So all that hard work that you just wasted, 3 or 4 months doing, writing, sitting in front of a computer screen, there's no time to kill it. But you have to present it, and you have to, go out there and kick it in the butt with getting the word out. So, hey, check out my book. Check out my book. But in all honesty, I don't even care about the money. I just hope that, whoever does buy my book, and I'm guessing there's at least 1 or 2 people that bought it. I'm hoping, I'm hoping that, they get something out of it besides, just something to do while they're taking a shit in the morning. I just hope it helps them in some way, whether in guidance or some kind of inner strength.
Well, you have my word, my friend. I will be purchasing your book. I love to help my friends out and fellow radio hosts of this network, DTM. I absolutely will buy the book, and I will spread the word. And if there's any kind of advertising on my end I can do for you, Jason, let me know. I do have my own website, and I'm always looking to put extra banners on there and stuff. So I'd be more than happy to promote the book from my end for you on this coast.
Excellent. I'd appreciate that.
Not a problem at all. Well, I know you have talked about this on other shows. You've talked about it on your own show. boards, and I was kind of waiting to the end of the show to bring it up, but we're kind of rolling right along here. And I wanted to kind of talk about Ouija boards for a minute because people, I've heard good and bad about them. I own one. I have one in my own house. It's actually not displayed out in public. I wrap it in black cloth to keep the energy contained, so to speak. And it's in my garage somewhere, and my kids think they want to try it, and I said, oh, hell no, it's not. It's not a game. It's something you really got to know what you're doing. Sometimes, half the time, they don't work. But I've had my own experiences with them, and I haven't touched one in about 10 years, and I don't know if I'm gonna anytime soon. But what's your take on Ouija boards, out of curiosity?
I've had an experience with a Ouija board.
Jason's breaking up on me again.
It might be when I go into the kitchen. I have no idea. Is that better?
You're good now.
I said having an experience with a Ouija board is going to be, completely the same as if you were to have an experience with a K2 meter or a millimeter. There really isn't much difference. Basically, it's not the board from what I found. I've been, running tests over and over and over, and I found that it's not the Ouija board, it's the operator. The operator's the one that's fucking up. The board is just an eminent object.
Right. It's very true. I kind of consider the Ouija board kind of the same thing as what I do with tarot cards. And if the person that's doing the tarot cards has ill intent on someone or is just kind of a bad seed or a bad soul in general, then the readings aren't going to be of positive and accurate readings. So you're right. The operator is the one.
Same thing as a board. I mean, if you're using a board, definitely take precautions. Think about what you're going to ask before you ask. Try to be extremely direct when using that particular thing, because all it is a prehistoric form of a paranormal tool. That's it. That's all it is. Basically, how the Ouija board even got its bad name, I'll be the first to tell you. It started off in the 1800s, mid-1800s. It was called the witchboard. A lot of people will say, well, it's different. No, it isn't. The witchboard is a fucking Ouija board. No matter how you cut it, which way you dice it, whatever. It's a fucking board or a piece of paper or a piece of slate with a bunch of letters on it and a yes and a no fucking thing. It's a fucking Ouija board. But anyway, in the early 1900s, Hasbro bought the rights for it and patented it as the Ouija board. And, obviously, back then was highly fucking religious. Everybody was religious. And if anyone knows religious people, they will flat out agree with me when I say this, that they believe that whatever is on this planet is an angel or a demon. That's what they believe. Especially through the 1800s, 1900s, and 80% of them now still believe that. There's only angels and demons on this planet. So you're bringing in a tool that is publicized like that is talking to dead people. They're obviously, oh, you're talking to the demons. No, I'm not, dude. I'm talking to your grandmother, man. She says, hey, what's up? But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to believe that or get that in their head, and that's how it got its bad name. You can say it is just a tool, and the same advice I give people when they're using, a recorder, a K2 meter, millimeter, a digital EMF, or any other tool that you're using. Take precautions, be careful how you word things, and be extremely direct with your questioning. And that's what I always recommend, because if you're just saying, hey, if there's anyone here, come and talk with me, you might as well get on a fucking loudspeaker and yell down the block, hey, I'm having a party over here, come on over. You don't know who else is going to come in, you know what I mean? The sender down the street can walk into your house. That's basically what you're inviting. And the same thing goes with the Ouija board. And you be direct. If you ask anything to come in, anything's going to take advantage of that, and you don't know what that is.
That is very true. I've had a few weird experiences myself on the Ouija board. My first time trying it was at 16, and through the years I've tried it probably 6 times in my lifetime, and first 5 times, the same spirit was coming through. I don't know if it means that this is something that's following me. And I swear I have not 1 ounce of any kind of Norwegian blood in me. I'm not from Norway or Sweden. But I was actually telling Renee Chavez this, who's part of Christina George's paranormal investigation team, and he was like, oh, that's scary. But for years, the same spirit was coming through, and it kept spelling out L-O-K-I, Loki. Now, that freaks a lot of people out. It was freaking me out when I call them broom sisters, which are some witches that I know this. They were like intrigued by it. Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. So, I'm like 50-50 here going, well, what the hell does that mean?
Loki is actually an angel that was if you're going into the religion, Loki was the angel of massacre for God, actually. He was an angel from God. And it was his job to go on and anyone who fucked up, he'd go ahead and slay them. That was his job. So that's who Loki is. Hold on.
Isn't he like now I'm trying to go back into my Norwegian mythology here, and Loki is the son of Odin, but he was also the trickster, brother of Thor, correct?
I mean, if you're going into that belief, I believe so. You could be accurate on that.
Okay, I think I am, but I could be wrong. If anyone in the chat wants to chime in and correct me, please do, because I could be wrong. But I have actually seen people really abusive with it. I was at a Halloween party last year, and I walked in, and there were 4 or 5 people using the board. They were just asking stupid questions, and I kind of just sat there going, if something bad happens, it's on you.
Yeah.
Because you're being an idiot.
You can also think about it like this. First off, hearing the name Loki just really doesn't mean nothing to me. Humans lie. Humans are known for lying. We're lying assholes. So just because they're dead doesn't mean they're not going to lie to you. So, I mean, you can't take anything serious from the other side, especially when you don't know exactly who the hell it is.
That's true.
And secondly, you bust out the Ouija board or a paranormal tool, it don't matter what. You got to keep in mind, these entities have been probably walking this planet for hundreds of years. You have no idea how long. Just watching human race pass it by over and over and over, and they tried to communicate with them. They tried to do something to say, hey, talk with me. They got to get pretty fucking lonely. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? Lonely. So you bust out a tool that is able to have them communicate with you. They're probably, I don't know. It's just an idea. It's just a theory. They probably say, hey, this bitch can talk to me, so I should probably follow her around and have a little buddy. Hey, just a theory out there.
That's actually a good theory, though. And it's very true. I mean, these spirits, whatever you want to call them, have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and probably sit there and say to themselves, oh, God, here's another stupid human.
That completely ignores it.
Yeah. It takes all kinds, I guess, But you could still go down to Toys R Us and buy them, so go figure. I've actually seen some really cool ones, though, on Amazon, different kinds. There's a pagan one that has a black cat on it with the planchette as a pentagram, and it was kind of cool looking. It's like, wow, that's nice. That'd be a nice conversation piece,
There you go.
But I've heard weird stories too. Like I was doing some research on it one day, and someone was saying that they took a Ouija board and they did something to it where they made a table out of it, created their own furniture with it, and made a little end table. And this lady was experiencing, she'd put her stuff on the end table that was made out of this Ouija board, and she'd come home and the whole table's been shuffled around and moved. So, I don't know if I believe that or not, because I'm kind of one of those, I'm a skeptic. Big time. Not that I don't believe that there's nothing out there. I do believe that, but I have to debunk it in some way, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stories are always going to be exaggerated. They're always going to be freaked out. I call it the basic fisherman.